cat, so I was like,
I also had to take care of my cat. She decided that pooping outside the litter box is better than pooping inside the litter box.
no, it's rough.
Yeah, it is rough.
He's like, screw you, human, pick up my poo-poo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it went down. So, anything you guys want to do to prep before you go meet with the Sorcerer of the Sand? Because after that, you'll be getting back to a meeting at an inn where you have outrightly stated you're going to murder a man.
Well,
I mean man-like object.
Said that he's going to show up, so...
He's also a servant of one of our enemies at this point, so I mean...
am I able to, like, fabricate, like, a temporary idol before getting my permanent one?
No.
No?
So
okay. Then no, I don't
yeah.
have anything to do for preparation. Right?
Okay. Anybody else? Finley, Daka?
I think I'm good.
All right. You all travel several minutes outside the city onto the southern banks on the far side of a sand dune, riding a mechanical horse made up of overlapping steel plates is the same sorcerer you saw before. He has set out a table that has several items on it, and he says, I've heard that you have many fine products from my friend here, Exos. Might you present these items to me so that I might determine their value?
Like produce the jar with the wyvern brain?
A wyvern's brain. Perfectly preserved. Excellent work. This is quite valuable.
I know.
I heft the skin over to him.
An intact dragon's skin. This too is an unusual treasure.
And I'll bring one of the eggs over.
The egg of a wyvern. Did you kill the parents?
The one that we could find, yes.
It is worth slightly less if one of the parents is alive. It will never stop attempting to reclaim the egg, but I'm sure I could overcome such a small struggle.
Mm-hmm.
These items have some value to me.
How much for the egg? I'm curious.
It is of moderate value.
You be more specific?
For this egg, the skin of the wyvern, and its brain, I am prepared to offer you an extremely valuable item. So he gets down off of his horse and then gestures in the center of the table. Away from all the other magic items is a gold scarab beetle that has a crystal, somewhat like the crystal that your crystal dragons are made out of, on its back. This is the most valuable item that I have. It is worth what you have brought.
What you do?
So he picks it up and he whispers something. The beetle flies in front of him and becomes a shield that interposes itself between him and you that's translucent.
Only one may enter here. The
This is an animated shield. For a minute, it will interpose itself between your enemies, allowing you to keep a hand free.
How often can you use that ability?
Every minute. It must be reset. Requires a small bit of time in order to use, as you saw me do, but One could, for instance, act with a shield and a great axe or some other two-handed weapon, or perform magic while still having a shield.
So you can stuff can go out, it just can't come in.
That is correct.
All right.
That could be useful.
I kind of like that. I kind of like having the shield spell on the, whatever, kind of a bit more than the free action thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Is it a full action to activate or a bonus action?
It's a bonus action to activate.
Yeah.
And is it a +1 or is it just a +2?
What's the shield spell? I mean,
No, it's a regular shield, so it'll give you 2 AC.
Can you attune this?
Yes.
Sold.
That's really good. Yeah. Well, I mean,
When you say sold, he puts it on the table and waits for you to put your items on the table.
yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, we got to think about the payment to our companion here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many of these eggs are we trying to keep?
We still have 2 left.
You have more eggs.
Well, I'm talking out of character.
Okay.
I mean, I think as long as you hold on to 1.
Well, we can if we can find out more about how much you'll give us for a single egg. I mean, we could use that value to then pay excess, I think, and then still hold on to an egg, right?
True.
Because I mean, definitely the having the shield thing that's more valuable than, because that ring we wanted to get is incredibly situational. Having +2 AC as a bonus action, I mean,
10 rounds.
that's not even.
That's attunable. I don't think the ring was attunable.
I don't think we asked, but the shield thing is way better anyway, because you're always going to use that every fight, right? And he said a small amount of time, so I assume you could redo it on a short rest, right? I mean, that's a no-brainer in my opinion. Unless anybody
I have an
disagree.
animated shield in my other game, and it's dope.
Especially
it's real good.
with as squishy as some of us are, and then I think I'm the only one. I'm the only one without a ring of protection now, because I think I gave it to Doc. Yes, I did. So I mean, I vote to take the scarab thing.
Yeah.
And then use the value of one of the other eggs, the second egg, to pay excess.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 eggs left, so we'll keep one and we'll give 1 to Texas.
I'm for that plan.
What about X? Is
So
he for that plan?
So he's taking your dragon skin, the egg, the brain, and he's putting them in a messenger bag, and they just appear to just get inside of it.
Yeah.
It appears to be something like that. Yes. It's actually more like it's got many smaller pouches on it than a bag of holding wouldn't have.
Oh, it's fuck, I can't remember what they're called, but
Haversack.
Okay. Yeah, handy haversack. Yeah. I mean, so we're all in favor for giving Exus an egg to do with as he pleases.
Yeah.
Is that everybody in favor of that?
They got shot for us. So
If he's okay with that payment, I'm okay with that payment.
if he's not okay with the payment, he could find someone that will pay him in another means for it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, is that okay? So we're all in favor of that then?
Yeah. So the sorcerer is looking at you guys like negotiating over these eggs and says, "How many more eggs do you have?"
He doesn't know that we have more.
I mean, you guys are sitting there talking amongst yourselves about.
That was like out of character.
How are you doing it in character? You're looking awkwardly at each other, making raised eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Meaningful PC glance. I'm like,
Yeah, you can have meaningful PC glance, but I think this exceeds that.
All right. Well,
I would say we would have discussed this before we got to this point.
well,
Okay.
we had already talked to. I mean, we had talked on the way back about paying Exus. So I mean, we can either pull him aside or just straight up just hand him one of the eggs to do with his.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
if
Exus will enter into negotiations with this guy, and they quietly stand aside and begin speaking in Eastall while gesturing at the egg. It looks like they're haggling over a price in coin.
Okay.
Okay. And then we've still got our last one, so we'll hold on to that.
Yep. And then we just have to figure out who gets the tunable beetle or the animated
So
shield.
you can't use a normal shield, if I understand, with the.
That's correct, because you can only have
animated
one set
shield.
of shield AC.
As often as I get fucked up, I would like to be considered for the shield.
Yeah.
Because my AC is like 16 because I gave my ring to Daka.
Now, just
Yeah,
remember,
I've got a bunch more utility, and I'm kind
It requires a bonus action to move your.
Yeah,
your...
no, I understand that. I mean, unless somebody else wants it specifically, I mean, I would like to be considered for holding on to it because I don't have an item for like extra protection right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need it.
And so we can always rotate it out because you can reattune it. So if we need to change it over, it's no big deal. But I don't have anything right now.
As you guys are having this conversation, it looks like the sorcerer is trying to sell a ring to Exus in exchange for the money, but Exus takes a bag of coin instead. And then the sorcerer takes the second egg and puts it in his bag.
Yeah, he can do what he likes with the egg. It's his now. So
yeah, I'll turn Exus over. Is that satisfied with your payment for our little venture here?
It is a appreciable amount of money. I could go and live like a young lord in the Western lands with this for the rest of my life.
Well, we promise we gave you our word, and
yes,
we'd like to hold on to that.
I may go see the world. I've gotten a bit of adventuring in me, so.
Well, you're always free to travel with us anytime. I think my companions here will. We don't always go straight for trouble. You know, out of character, I'm fucking laughing to myself. But you know,
are you heading to the Elven lands soon? I would go west, but it would seem that there are undead there.
I believe
we are heading north. Yes,
I believe we do have plans to head that way at some point soon. I believe.
There's a beetle that needs our attention.
If you are heading in the next few days, I would surely travel with you.
I mean, do we have any? Now that we do not need that ring, I mean, is there any reason for us to stick around now?
You have a holy symbol.
Okay, 2 days, but we have like what, 14, 15 days left to wait to meet that one guy. So I mean, we can wait the 2 days.
This is the guy you're meeting right now.
Oh, I thought it was a different guy.
No, it's the same guy.
Okay, well,
he's come to meet you early because Exus put the word out.
Okay, well, we will tell him at some point that because we've made this exchange, we're not. Don't worry about that other ring. This is better.
I have the ring here. If you have anything else to trade.
I don't think we did. I don't think because we didn't have enough coin, and then.
Do we still have the crystal rods?
We should. I mean, I don't know why we would not have them.
Sure.
They were part of the.
Did they disappear when the puzzle was over?
Nope.
If we still have them, we may as well.
We traded this guy the scale cloak thing, the skin, the brain, and then one egg, and then we gave an egg to Exus. So any of the other stuff we still have, I mean, we can still. If we can come up with the money, I mean, sure.
Yeah, he looks over these crystal rods that you hand to him, and he says, "I will give you 2 silver for each of them."
Yeah, okay. Because they were cobalt stuff, I assume they weren't very valuable, but what other mundane stuff? I mean, does it have any mundane, just normal supplies, or is it all special stuff?
I mean, it's a small pile of magical items, but yeah, he's like looking over and says, "The 3 of you have rings of protection."
We have 2 rings of protection.
2 rings of protection.
Mm-hmm. Daka, do you need any special stuff for any of your warlock shenanigans, spell-wise or other?
Don't think
I would suggest maybe potentially you guys look into more armor related stuff.
Yeah. Well, none of the smiths here sell us anything, remember? So
if he has any magical armor off him?
He doesn't look like he has any such magical armor.
My only spell that costs components or materials is comprehend languages. So
I didn't know if there's anything special you needed, or if you needed to craft anything, maybe. But you got your bone pipe thing, so.
I should note that if you have stuff that requires that, you need to buy it before you can use the spell. Obviously, like you'll have to find someone to give you that component.
Yeah. Well, I think we made the agreement for like simple stuff. We assumed we bought it, but for anything special, we'd actually have to make an effort to go purchase it. Right?
Yeah. So he does, as someone who has a arcane focus, which is the kobold bone pipe. He doesn't require comprehend languages. Doesn't have a material component that costs any money.
A pinch of soot and salt. Yeah.
That doesn't cost any money though. It will list if it does cost money by saying worth a amount.
Oh, okay.
So
it'll say that in the compendium, because I just dragged this from the compendium to.
Yeah. So it'll say. A pinch of soot and salt has no value, right? It is a material. If you cast it from a spell component pouch, you would like pull it out and push it into the wind or something like that. I don't know if you've been watching.
I don't need any pearls or diamonds or
Yeah,
bones or blood or anything.
Right,
so-
yeah, that would be stuff that would be used during the casting. If you watch the second season of Critical Role, Liam O'Brien's character uses it. Most people prefer to use arcane focuses, which is what your pipe is. And when you have an arcane focus, you bypass the need for materials.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay.
You cast your spell through that thing.
All right. I mean, yeah, I don't know anything. I mean, we don't have the stuff to buy that ring. So, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else he has that, you know, we could.
Yeah, I think we're
Only
okay.
got 6. If we've only got
I
6
have an
silver worth of
interesting
stuff,
item
so-
that might perk your interest. It's not
Go
clear
on.
to me how much fundage you still have. Perhaps you have other such items.
Go on.
He takes out a gray bag. It's like a dice bag sized object. And it says, "This is a bag of tricks. You can pull certain animals from out. The animals are friendly to you and will obey your orders."
Go on.
That's it. It's you can
Uh,
literally
honestly-
make animals appear out of nowhere that will do what you want.
Like, we talking like small animals or like bigger ones or like, can I make a wolf
Weasels,
appear from this?
or
Or...
I think there's a wolf in this one, like a really big wolf.
How much does he want for this? What is he asking?
Yeah.
And
So
can you bind it to your person?
so he says, no, it is not an attunable item. For this bag, I would take 250 gold pieces.
I mean, you know what? Because for giggles, I think I have 250. No, I have 215. Somebody spot me some money, and then I just want to see what it does. And if it's worth whatever, then sure. But I mean, well, actually, no, I don't, because fuck animals. No. Well, okay, here's a question. If it's a natural animal, you know, I have no whatever. If it's something that I manifest, does that bypass my distaste for?
It doesn't, but your distaste isn't in effect for another 20-something days. Because you guys partied. So you've got about 20 days left of not being sociopathic towards animals.
I still think we should probably hang on to gold.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, no, I'm fine with it, because I mean, we do plan on heading towards the Elven Lands, which I'm
So
sure
he
we can
sees
find
you
some.
wavering and says, "Perhaps you'd like this ring of protection that I have here."
Another ring of protection.
That could be useful.
How much does he want for it?
How much do you have?
That's not what I asked.
That's not what I asked either.
He asked first.
I would accept another one of those dragon eggs in return for this ring.
Fresh out. Sorry.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think no.
So he like does a little trick where he puts the ring between his fingers and then it just disappears. Then I would accept 1,000 gold pieces for the ring.
Also, not a price we can part with.
Very well.
How much did we pay for the one for the wizards? Like 8 something?
Yeah, I think it was 800 actually.
No. Well, I think because we bought multiple things at once or something, right? We got a deal.
Yeah, he knocked some price down. Yeah.
It's a seller's market after all. So
And we still have a good time across the desert to go. So we need our.
do I
gold.
still have my serpent steel sword, Arthur?
I have no idea. Is it on your character sheet?
I don't think
It
so.
is.
I thought we traded it as part of the exchange for the ring and something else. Because it was
But we've died a lot.
well, yeah, but I think we got rid of it in the whatever timeline we're in. Because I'm pretty sure we used it to get the ring that I had.
That sounds correct to me.
And then
last time we were at like this black market thing, you offered a cursed sword to one of the potion sellers.
I'm pretty sure you do not have it. Anyway, that's just what I remember without going back and checking.
I'd believe it. We kept using it as a.
Because you weren't using it after you got the flaming one anyway. So.
Well, we always use it as like a thing we could bid.
bartering item. Yeah.
Well, because I thought we had given it to the wizard in the tower because remember his ancestor or somebody whoever made like the pair of them or
But it always came back to me at the end whenever we did the thing. So
I don't think you have it, but it's whatever. So if I don't have anything else I'm interested in from this guy. So if we want to, take a rest and then get our move on, that's my vote right now.
Friend, I have a curious question for you.
Indeed.
We have a unique circumstance that we're afflicted with. Would there be any way to summon you in the future? You seem like an individual that would be able to hear those things. If we wanted to trade or...
My coming and goings are determined by my own will. Your man Exus here can find me through mundane means.
Even if we're in a completely different land?
I do not leave these desert lands. My craft is unappreciated here, but less appreciated elsewhere.
Well, you'll always find business with us wherever we are, if that means anything to you.
Then you will always find business with me as long as you return.
Very well. Thank you for your offerings. Let us conclude our transactions.
Indeed. And he gives you a bow and then begins stuffing items back into his messenger bag.
Before he leaves, Doc will be like, "We're about to slay a giant beetle. If we can manage it, is there anything undamaged you would like?"
You think that you can kill that thing? You will be destroyed by San Sin.
Maybe.
Should you manage to kill the beetle, if you could bring back its eyes, they are regarded to be the size of houses, but their regeneration power is beyond reproach. One was carved out several hundred years ago.
That was only got one left, or does it have multiple?
I think it has 4 now.
Well, we'll see what we can do then.
As I said, it regenerates at a fairly good pace. It is almost undefeatable. When our ancestors, the people who lived here before the Empire, managed to subdue it, the Elven Kingdom, even then they could only put it to rest to slumber under the desert for a time.
Well, we've done some weirder feats, so we'll see. We'll either succeed or fail. But if we succeed, we'll make sure to include you in the spoils.
That eye would be an extremely rare item of unparalleled value. I could use it to perform some extremely unique magics. I would reward you with a wide selection of items or services.
Noted. We'll keep that in mind.
I will pray for your success, but should you perish, I will attempt to recover your bodies.
Yeah, good luck with that one. But yep, we'll keep it in mind. Good doing business with you and so forth. We got to get a move on. We got a lot of ground to cover. I'm sure you understand.
Have a good evening.
You as well, sir.
You have a good evening.
I'm going to turn to Xerxes on our way back.
His name is Exus. Xerxes? Xerxes is the name of the guy from the Persian Empire who attempted to conquer all of Greece.
And got his ass with the Battle of Thermopylae. You've called him Xerxes twice now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you intend to travel with us?
As I mentioned, I would not be unwilling to travel to the Elven lands for a time with you. I don't know if I could travel with you forever, but...
Here's the thing. We need to get a proper cart, for fuck's sake.
We have a proper cart.
No, we remember we had this whole hoopla about we have a cart with like 2 wheels. It's closer to like a chariot.
Yes, so you want like a wagon.
Yeah, we want a proper like 4-wheeled spokes. We could sit like 4 or 5 people in the damn thing. Like I want a proper wagon.
I always thought that's what we had. To be honest,
I did too, but apparently we didn't. So I want how do we need to?
So a wagon can carry 400 pounds, and a carriage can carry 600 pounds.
Well, whichever the biggest one we can get our hands on, because we're going to be hauling some ass, and if we need to carry a bunch of heavy shit, I don't want to be at disadvantage the whole way back. Whatever.
Exus holds a hand up and says, "There is another option.
Yep.
It is expensive and unusual.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever considered traveling by elephant?"
I mean,
oh man, Spootnik is just like, oh shit, man, I want to ride a fucking elephant.
I mean, when you say expensive, what do you like? Go on.
I could procure one. There are several available on the gray market.
I get it because they're gray.
Several hundred gold pieces would be required, but they can carry almost 1,500 pounds.
So they can carry, 3/4 of a ton.
That's a lot of trunk space.
It could carry all of us and plenty of equipment as well.
I like it. We need to make this happen.
Yeah, we need to figure out how much. We need to figure out, one, how much this is going to cost, and two, compare it to.
You said several hundred gold pieces.
Yeah, well, I mean, that can
I
be.
will go out into the night markets now and attempt to find a trainer who has raised one that is not on the Imperial lists.
I need to stress this. You've seen the work that we do. If you intend to travel with us, it might be suitable that you arm yourself with something you're comfortable with.
So he still has like a dagger.
We need to go. Do you know how to use a bow?
I don't know how to use a bow, and
now's a great time to learn. Let's get this man a bow.
It takes years of training to learn how to use a bow.
Let's get this man a crossbow. Point and shoot.
Yeah, that actually doesn't take years of training to learn that.
All right, let's get him a,
that's right. I marked down that Exus has enough experience to take a first level in a class. I just hadn't figured out which one yet.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we can find this man a crossbow.
Someone get this man a shield.
I never freeze.
I mean, I know he's uncomfortable.
He froze.
I know he's uncomfortable with fighting, but like Kelly was like, we need to stress to him that there will be I know he did the whole potion thing, whatever, but should the time come, he needs to be willing to. And granted, adrenaline, fight or flight's a hell of a thing, but he needs to be willing to kill something because it's kill or be killed up in the wilds.
Okay. While I'm on the night markets, I will see if I can find any equipment that has fallen off the back of a raft.
Look, if you can get yourself something like, a nice sized crossbow, I can teach you the basics. It doesn't require a whole lot of training, and you'll be nice distance, and then you need to at least be able to protect yourself, fairly well.
Okay.
And maybe something to protect that stomach of yours.
I'll see if I can find leather armor or something like that.
There you go. That's a good man.
That is very prolific.
If you're one of us, we'd like you to be prepared. That's all. We're just trying to stress to it. You've seen how things go down.
If I go out and purchase this elephant, can I assume that you will
reimburse you for the cost? Yes, sir, you can.
Then I will see if I can return with an elephant tonight.
We do have to wait, I believe, Kelly, what was it, 2 more days in order to travel? Yeah. He has a thing he's having made, but after that...
It is not as if I can just walk back into town with an elephant.
I'm just letting you know the time scale. We got to get some supplies. We're traveling a good ways, so we do have another day or two. So if it's going to take like a day and a half to get this situated, it's no big deal. I'm just informing you of our timetable. You are part of the group.
I will return tonight with whatever I can find.
Sounds good. We'll be at the Applewood.
The same place we've always been. Yes,
that's the one. The one with the notch stairs.
Valley of Apples.
Sure. There you go. That's a one. All right. We'll meet you then.
If this show was going to have any other name, Timetable would probably be it.
Just make as many time references as possible.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have anything. I mean, are we just gonna hand wave to morning? I mean, do we have any other plans? What are we doing?
You're supposed to go get in a meeting with.
Oh yeah,
that's right. We got to talk to Scully Mc. Waste of whiskey or what? I dropped the ball on that one. Anyway.
Do we have to meet him? I don't know.
He's a servant of whatever. So I feel if we at least meet him, we might need to at least take him out because he is a servant of, I mean, at this point, our probably soon to be enemies, and he's just out and about. Who knows what shenanigans he's up to other than contacting us and wasting whiskey.
That whiskey wasting thing really got you twisted.
Look, I'm a dwarf. I'm offended. I'm angry about it. I was drinking that whiskey.
Is he on the shit list? The big dwarf?
Oh yeah, no, he's in the two. He's in the
book of grudges.
He's in the book of grudges now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's fucked. It was at that exact moment he realized he done fucked up.
So what's your plan?
I mean,
are you just going back to the bar and walking in?
Where are we supposed to meet? Where did this guy? I mean, where are we supposed to meet?
At your
this guy?
inn. He's supposed to meet you at the inn at moon at the highest point of the moon.
I would suggest that you spend some time familiarizing yourself with your new shield, Agram.
Yeah, I need to get the exact details.
You need to spend an hour communing with the shield, and then you can change its command word, but you will need to speak a command word to activate it.
Okay.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, right.
Yep, I mean, you can find it on D&D Beyond. It's an animated shield. I'll get you a card for it.
Okay. I can, if it's just called animated shield, I can find it. I got it. Okay, I got you.
And of course, when you're using it as a shield, it provides 2 AC as well.
I got you. Yeah.
Traditional animated or CG or
claymation.
Damn.
Okay. All right. I've got it. All right. Cool. God, I really don't want to fight this game. There's one thing I hate. It's fighting in a fucking basement. No.
Especially a basement. That's not a basement because there ain't no basements around here.
Oh yeah, I know. I just like making Glorious Bastard references. But I mean, if we're gonna be at this inn anyway, this guy's gonna show up regardless of whether we want to meet him or not. So I mean, we might as well see what happens. Right? I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm pretty fucking excited for this elephant, guys. Let's not die here.
Jesus.
So does this elephant come with like?
I feel like I could just give you guys animals at this point. You guys are like, blink dogs? Well, all right. Giant ants? Okay. Elephants? Let's get on the back of it.
It's.
I like to imagine that we've got a cart, 2 horses. We're sitting in the cart on top of an elephant that's walking through.
I like to imagine the eventual future where we're fighting, the big baddie, and all of a sudden you got wyverns flying in, you got these blink dogs, like, it's like just coming over the hill with all these animals that we've accrued along the way.
Yeah, it's like the end of Aquaman.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have 2 rangers in the party. Why don't you have a wave of animals following you?
Because neither of us are Beastmaster, because we're playing better specs.
We also have a scroll of Hound, by the way, too, in case.
Oh, that's true. That's right.
We've never used.
Scroll of Mordenkainen's faithful watchdog.
I mean, we
see
bro.
A city-sized tortoise with the back folds down, like the back of the shelf folds down.
It's just a landing craft. It's just a landing craft.
Yeah. Yep.
D-Day -1.
Kelly, fabulous. Hey, Kelly.
Oh God, that's fucking hilarious. All right, so we go back to the end. We start
please no.
Do we? I mean, do we want to? I vote to warn the innkeeper that guy that he didn't believe was there is going to show up and start some shit probably.
So you're heading back to the inn?
I mean, yeah, unless
when you arrive, the innkeeper isn't there.
Okay.
There's no one at the inn, actually. It sounds completely dead quiet.
Dead.
Man.
Quiet, huh?
Boo.
Yeah, there are 2 bottles of whiskey that are left out on the counter and 4 glasses that the innkeeper has left for you. But
Nice.
Looks like everyone else has already gone to sleep or just left the inn in general.
All right, cool.
So where do you guys want to place yourselves as you're preparing for your meeting with this entity? And some of you need to increase your health bars back to maximum.
Yeah,
Bring them all the way up to the maximum.
I think I would sit myself behind the door, and when he comes in,
are we gonna have a talk with this guy, or are we just gonna immediately fuck him up?
I don't know.
I mean, talk to him. I'll listen.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how the conversation goes, right?
Depends on if he tries to touch my alcohol again.
Are we meeting him outside or inside?
Inside.
We're not on that sheet, by the way.
Oh yeah, that would probably help. Well, you're
Which
gonna
one?
need to increase your.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, where's the entrance to this place? Is it this thing?
Bottom left-hand corner. Yeah.
Okay, I'd be like here.
I'm gonna be back here with the door ajar.
Okay. In the stables.
Yep.
Your 2 horses and your cart are in there.
Oh, why is it not?
Sweet.
2 horses, cart, elephant, and
There's no elephant here yet.
Dogs, wyvern, hounds of war.
I like to imagine the wyvern egg, by the way, is just like an egg with 2 legs sticking out the bottom.
No. It's not a togepi.
All right, I'm gonna be sitting at this table, I guess, just waiting.
Okay.
I mean, who's gonna have a conversation with this guy?
Are any
I
of
mean,
you drinking?
I position myself at the bar.
I might be having like a light sip, but
Where
I'm
are you
nowhere near
drinking,
drinking
Finley?
last night.
Well, okay. Well, if Finley's by himself, I'll go act as Finley's, big old meat boy. So,
Finley's already wasted us before.
yeah. I'll be next to Finley.
I'm just trying to see how drunk he is. How drunk are you, Finley? You drinking anything? You imbibing? You getting light buzz?
I think much like Agram, I'm taking it a little slow.
Okay, all right.
If
that's fine.
I feel any sort of buzz, I'm gonna.
I mean, you guys are at that very light buzz where you think you're perfectly fine.
I can drive home.
The doors open to a skittering of insects that push the doors open, and a strange horse whose hooves are flaming with bat-like wings walks in, ducking down in order to prevent its rider from banging its head, and the rider presents his Gleamo coin and says, "Hearken, I have returned."
Is there just a sign on the wall that says "Days since last demonic incursion" and you just have to reset it?
He looks around at all of you and says, "You have all assembled, the followers of the fallen father."
Right?
I think Daka's the only one that's not.
I mean, are you hiding, Daka?
He's in another room.
That doesn't mean he's hidden, right? You said the door was partially open.
The door's partially open, but I'm not standing in it. I'm like,
Okay, make a stealth check if you want to try to.
18.
Only the 3 of you are here. Where is the 4th?
He's tending to the horses.
I see. He turns his gaze to look at the ajar door and then turns back and says, "You are all sons of the fallen father. My mistress wishes that we combine our efforts. If you would but pledge loyalty to her, your crimes would be forgiven. We can ride out now and resolve the question of the gods."
I mean, I've done a lot of shit, but I don't remember committing any crimes.
My mistress is the sole decider of life and death, and yet you evade it with your every action. I do not understand how, but understanding is not required for the taker. All that is required is obedience.
You do realize that your mistress would not be here if it weren't for the actions of our companion that is no longer with us.
Understanding of this situation is not required. I obey her command. Will you not join your efforts with your erstwhile sister, or will you instead continue to infuriate her with your heresies?
Well, I've never been called a heretic before. That's a new one. Asshole, sure. Dick, yeah, every day. But heretic, that's a new one. I kind of like how it rolls off the tongue. Heretic. Hey, Kelly, there's your new name. You can put that one in your thing.
I don't think I would take that moniker.
Nah, I'm just throwing it out there.
So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk to about here. Not like drawing any weapons or anything like that, right?
He doesn't seem phased in any way.
And I say to him,
I've recently come to a revelation, as it were, an epiphany. about the true source of this world and everything that belongs in it, be it in this realm or another time, another place. It all doesn't matter. The choices that we make here, right now, in front of you, we won't make those choices in another line. Perhaps we will, perhaps we won't. Perhaps you leave here, perhaps you don't. What you need to understand is that there is no right or wrong answer here.
Understanding is not required in the service of the taker. Once I was less than what I am now. Will you join us in glorious cause and grand crusade, the last designs of a dying god?
That is not his designs.
And who are you to make that decision? She is.
Well, out of character, this guy just called. I mean, he called her our sister, didn't he?
He did?
Yeah. So his god was born from the empty, or the space that our god left behind, essentially, right?
I'm just okay.
And to me, it doesn't matter what decision we make, because we've already made every other decision there is.
Yeah, it's not like it's our decision to make to begin with. Like, that's not how this works, it seems, from our, at least how I understand it, right?
Yeah. Do tell me, are you a herald of your god, or are you just here to retrieve us?
Sir Rorik is the herald of the taker.
I suppose in death he has overcome his cowardice then, yes?
In death there is no cowardice. In death, everything is equal.
So, yes, would be the answer to that question.
You know, without death, this world would not move and function the way it should, but the idea that your god wishes to remove all choice from everyone's lives, everyone's paths, that's not something that I can agree with.
Why? Why should anything be given a choice? They are but the playthings of the gods.
Well, the gods I don't agree with either, but everyone who lives and breathes on this mortal realm should be given the choice and the freedom to make those choices.
Why?
Because it is the right of all living beings.
Based upon
the sacrifices that our God, your true God, the one that birthed your God, upholds.
If that is your choice, then we have nothing further to talk about.
Perhaps you should come back to us in another life and we will make the choice that you desire. But for this life, I believe my companions will stand next to me when I say that we will not be following you out of this bar.
So he looks around just to make sure that everybody's in agreement, and then he has his horse turn around and duck its way out of the building. You will come to regret this decision.
Not in this life.
There is only one life.
That's where you're wrong.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
So as it steps outside, the horse unfurls its bat wings and then takes like 3 steps and then leaps into the air. You hear a brief whooshing noise, and it then leaves your field of view.
Fucking stole the Lich King's horse. Holy shit.
I was actually expecting him to have an umbrella or something like that.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Is Mary Poppins cool?
Very cool.
Hey, I'm on Dead Mary Poppins. What us cracking fools?
I don't understand how Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 can be so easily quotable. I feel like every RPG session you can just make a Guardians reference.
I mean, yeah. All right, so what's our plan here?
We chill. We wait for my symbol to be done, and then we ride on the back of an elephant out of here, bro.
When it's clear there's not going to be a fight, and I'll rejoin the party.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we'd kill that bastard, but whatever.
I don't know if we could, but I was prepared to try.
Honestly, I just really want to see an elephant.
So, I guess we need to make a decision about these horses. Are we selling them? And the cart, if we're getting this.
I mean, if we're not. Are we buying this elephant, or are we just paying for its services and then it's going to be like returned like some elephant U-Haul thing? Like, how's this happening? We need to get those details from Exus first, probably. Like, is it, are we buying an elephant, or are we just buying transit via elephant?
So, the morning that you go to get your holy symbol, Exus joins you with an elephant in tow. And it seems to be like a big deal. Wow, another resub twice in a row. Thanks, guys.
Twitch Prime.
There's another one we haven't done in a while. Yeah, he's leading this giant gray and white elephant through the crowd, and occasionally it stops to like take drinks from the river. Seems kind of obstinate and very thirsty. Kelly's new holy symbol is ready to go, and they've provided you with a thin chain of like steel links that you can use to hold it in place as part of your purchase.
Excellent, thank you.
You now have a fully functional holy symbol that you can easily, so it's made so that you can easily snap it off and like channel divinity and then like snap it back on one-handedly.
Cool.
The elephant's name is Baba. It requires 2 silver pieces of feed a day.
Excellent.
And it can carry 1,320 pounds.
I would have named it Cage.
It costs 250
Cage
gold
the
pieces.
elephant, man.
How much?
Sorry, what was that last one?
250 gold pieces for the elephant.
Shit. No, that's no problem. That's. I mean,
Baba, such a good name for an elephant. Baba.
Let's give it a last name.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
So what type of how is it outfitted? Does it have just like saddlebags? Like what is it?
Does it have the platform thing?
It has a platform on the back of it that you can ride on.
Fuck.
And it's trained to like kneel down and let people on and off. So it takes 2 actions in order to get on and off of him, because you got to like climb up a rope and then sit yourself down. So there's no quick dismounting this thing. It takes a little bit of effort and time.
If we had that ring of featherfall, we could just jump off our elephant.
Jump off the elephant.
Nah, athletics slide down the trunk.
You could all jump off at the same time.
Tactical
and
dismount.
You get freeze framed, and then it's just like, don't you forget about me.
Yeah. I was gonna go
in the air.
I was gonna name the elephant Cage, and then any moment he was just like, "Ain't no rest for the wicked."
Arthur, I'm gonna buy like some ropes so that we can abseil down if necessary.
Okay. Yeah.
This is gonna be like. It's gonna be
a SWAT entrance.
It's gonna be like fucking Black Hawk Down. 3 people are gonna get down. The elephant's gonna shake, and Finley's gonna fall off, and he's gonna just fucking
Blackbird. No.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
If you want to get a quick dismounting system, it costs 60 gold pieces for each person and weighs 40 pounds.
They actually have that in the book, huh? That's
it's
crazy.
an exotic saddle for the elephant.
I mean,
is there wingsuits? Can we Far Cry this?
I don't think it's high enough for.
You would not. You literally just be like, ah! So yes, you could Far Cry it. Can't tell you the number of times that shit happened to me.
I mean, I've already got the drugs. I'm halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, was there anything else we're gonna try and do before we get the fuck out of here?
So how many of these quick dismounting systems would you like to buy?
And I think we need to sell the horses and the wagon or the cart since we've actually bought the elephant. It's not just like we're not renting it or some shit, right?
You can trade the horses and the cart for 3 of these systems.
Done.
Yeah, done. Easily done.
Done.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to buy a 4th one?
Do it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well,
I mean, like we have most of our dudes are ranged, so
yeah, but you don't want to be fighting from the top of an elephant and then it just starts getting shot, right? Like you would ideally want to engage.
Yeah, this elephant is not an unlimited pool of health. If it dies, you will definitely be thrown off the back.
I will buy the 4th one just so we have it. I would rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
All right. And as mentioned, it costs 2 silver pieces to feed the elephant a day, and every day is 10 pounds worth of feed.
Okay. I mean,
an elephant has 76 hit points.
Yeah, so we definitely want to dismount quickly and be away from them.
And it is not trained for use in combat yet. You'll have to have somebody animal handle it in order to make such
I can do that. That's no problem. I feel like that's up my wheel. I was actually going to ask you about that. But...
Yep.
Yeah. So is there anything else? Let's say we get our food and such. Right.
Baba, yeet.
Wow.
Grabs
picks a wolf up with this thing and just trunk tosses him.
Kelly just straps himself to what like a tusk, and it's just it's just swinging him around with his sword just stuck out, just clotheslining stuff.
Freaking Mad Max.
Kelly's like, it says that Great Cleave isn't in the handbook.
We need to hire a guy just to do war drums for morale effect. We need a bard. Hey, Exus, boy. You need a class.
Exus took Rogue. Or not Rogue. He took he took Rogue. He's gonna become a scout.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah.
He's on the first path of Rogue Scout.
He's instantly going to replace both Daka and Hagerim because Scout's better in almost everything.
Nope, that's Brian.
Oh,
That's okay. We just need you to flip your cameras, Atomic.
Okay.
You're
What
muted.
happened?
Your camera died.
Your camera died.
It's
Are we back in
Okay.
right order?
Yeah,
We are not actually.
okay.
God damn it.
Let's
What the
see here.
fuck?
It
There we go.
is.
Yeah,
Now you're in the
got it.
right spot.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
fine.
How many days worth of rations are you getting for Baba? So
we
just
need
be
to-
clear, the Empire will not feed Baba for you. You will not be able to get free food every day.
Can you take us to the overworld, please?
Yeah, sure. Just set up a massive combat encounter that we're not
So
using.
1 gold is 10 days. Yeah, is what we're basically going on here.
1 gold is 5 days for Baba.
Okay, 1 gold is 5 days. And how much weight does that take up for 5 days?
50 pounds.
And how much is his total? 1,000?
1340.
Okay. So I think potentially if it doesn't go off, right, we can get maybe 20 days worth of food.
Don't forget, you guys need food for yourselves as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
That
like,
wasn't
yes,
required.
food. I need to eat it.
What I'm trying to figure out before we start doing that is we need to figure out how far we're even. I mean, yes, okay, we're headed northwest, whatever. We need to figure out what the rough distance is before we actually buy.
Well, I mean, he's going to need food regardless, so we might as well buy that chunk.
Yeah, but
it's only like 2 gold. So.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. We need to figure out how far.
What's your destination?
Volcano.
There is no volcano.
We're headed to the
New Islands or whatever.
the Elven
Okay,
Lands.
so you're heading to the Fenume Islands Caldera. Okay.
Yeah.
That travel from where you're at currently, it depends on what path you want to take, right? So Exus recommends 2 paths. One would be to exit the Empire temporarily, keep heading down river, and hit the other end of the Empire, which is called Talwev.
I would like to trust Exus's judgment on traveling through the Empire.
Well, he's giving you two options. Talwev is going to take a lot more time because you have to go downriver. Then you're going to have to get a boat in Talwev to sail to the Elven Lands, and one big enough to carry an elephant.
So we need a barge, essentially, which barges are slow AF.
Yeah, and it's heading the wrong way. The other way to do it would be to just cross the desert, past the giant beetle, and head direct. There's no roads to the Empire through there.
I want to ask Exus, we take longer to get to, say, a port, and we have to find a boat. But once we were to find a ship, I mean, you're traveling via water. You're not going to encounter snake bandit assholes, giant beetle. Like, once we get
there are
on the
actually
water,
several lizard folk pirates that live north of Tel Aviv.
I mean, I would assume once you hit the water, I mean, you're still going to probably travel like average.
It will be extremely
faster.
safe, and yes, it will be faster that way.
So, I mean,
I think it would be 4 to 5 days across the desert if we were to just take Baba in a straight line.
And does he have any estimate? I mean, just
getting to Tel Aviv itself, it will take us at least 3 days.
Okay.
And probably another 3 days north. And then it'll take another day to sail within the inner sea to whichever of the islands you wish to stop at.
And, okay, but we're going to have to find a ship regardless, right? Because if we're going to fucking islands, yeah? So,
yes.
To me, it would make more sense to just go ahead and get on the boat and arrive in a port than it would be to trek across the desert, then have to, travel, whatever, find a boat, then go to, just take care of the pain in the ass now. It's going to add, an extra day or two. But, that's my opinion anyway.
If we were going to do that, we wouldn't really need the elephant.
Well, I mean, the elephant is our new cart.
When you say that,
True.
the elephant just kind of looks sadly at you and then just reaches his trunk out towards you, Daka.
We're keeping the elephant. That's how it's working.
The elephant puts its trunk on your forehead.
We've already sold the horses in the wagon. The elephant is now.
It makes sad elephant noises.
No, but I mean, out of character. If we knew about this beforehand, we wouldn't have bought the elephant. Probably.
Yeah. Well, whatever you think, but I don't think Kelly's going to get rid of this elephant.
We would have bought the elephant regardless.
As soon as the word elephant was mentioned, it was part of the party. So anyway, my vote is we're going to have to find a ship regardless. We're going to have to, we'll arrive in a port, whatever. I think it adds more time, but that'll also give us some downtime. I can teach Exus how to use a fucking crossbow, whatever. I think that's my vote anyway. It adds more time, but I think it'll be a better journey.
Oh, overall. I forgot to mention, Exus has a crossbow and some lizard skin leather armor.
Okay.
Neato.
He's basically kitted out. It's like a town guard, essentially.
All right, Arthur. We have 5 days of rations left over. We have 1 water barrel, which we can fill up. We will get 20 days worth of rations.
So when you go to start getting rations, Exus is if we are traveling with this elephant, Baba, I do not believe that we will require rations on the regular. We could store chickens, barrels of food, meats, vegetables.
That is fantastic.
It would cost much, much less than eating rations, but it will take up a lot more space.
I'm going to give Exus a pat on the back and be like, I am so fucking glad you were part of this party now. We were just going to go by, but this sounds like a great idea. This guy makes a lot of sense. I'm glad he's here.
So for the same price as a single ration...
I also just really like eggs.
Well, he's not saying to get...
I'm saying chickens,
yes, whatever, he's gonna chop those chickens up and eat them.
Oh, I like chicken too.
So a ration is 5 silver pieces, and a chicken is 2 copper pieces. So you can buy a fuck ton of chickens for the same price as a ration. The difference is a ration fits in your hand and contains all of your daily nutrients, and no one wants to herd a bunch of chickens. But now
we got a walking fucking base of operations now, guys.
Yeah.
We could have bedrooms on this bitch.
Well, plus, if we're on a ship, I assume the ship has the facilities to then... it's not just, roasted over. We could probably throw some spices in there.
We can make Axis is going to go ahead and buy all of that shit.
No, fuck yeah. I think fuck yeah. They'll go with the boat.
Kelly actually carries a spice rack on him.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. All right, let's just... I vote for the boat.
Yeah, if we ever find a bag of holding, that thing's gonna be so fucking full of chickens.
The chickens die when you leave them in there for longer than 8 minutes.
But synopsis of this episode: sold a dead wyvern, bought several farms worth of animals.
And look, here's the best part: this cart doesn't even eat nuts; it's already got its own.
True.
Anyway, all right. So, decision: vote yay or nay. I vote yay.
Yeah, probably yeah.
Yeah.
We don't get to fight a giant beetle, but it's probably safer.
But on the bright side, pirates.
So his plan is, rather than get another raft or anything, is to just have all of us ride Baba down the river. Baba will swim raft you down river.
This just keeps getting better and better and better.
And you can use that time to get yourselves established on the back of Baba on the platform. Like set up
Exus is full of good ideas.
Sleeping areas. He's gonna try to see if he can set up like a cooking area with like like warm stones so that there's no open flame, and then cook 4 chicken breasts every morning.
Exus is like the dog in the video game that you know is going to die sometime.
You shut your whore mouth. Exus is the best member of this party.
Who is the really popular NPC from the Edge of the Empires game? Kavane? Dave, do you not remember this guy? Kavane, when I killed him, you were physically crying. You were like, no, not Kavane! Not Kavane! We love that guy! And I'm like, Kavane gets shot in the head while you watch.
All right, so
I don't remember, but I know there was we had a handful.
You had the little kid. Her name was Nile, and you guys raised her to be a complete piece of shit.
I would like to raise my hand. Yeah. So we're getting our supplies. We're floating the elephant down the river. We're getting a barge or some such, whatever. Finding one, paying one, whatever. And we're
you're not. Oh yeah. In Tal Web, you'll need a barge. Yes. Well, you'll need a ship.
That is our. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. But something big, a galleon, something big enough for an elephant. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Yep.
So that's our plan of action. If nothing else, let's get a move on.
Okay. It's gonna cost another 30 gold pieces to accomplish a kitchen, and that kitchen will have 10 days worth of supplies for 5 people.
Done.
Okay.
Cool. We also have 20 days of Baba Nom Noms.
Okay, 20 days of Baba Nom Noms.
So that's like 4 gold pieces, yeah. So
someone is saying the elephant is also a boat and an airstrip. Yes, for that close air support. Once the wyvern hatches, it will then provide close air support. That's how.
Oh shit! In the 16-bit video game version of this is where it goes like, what is it, mode 7? Like the thing where like you're overworld and it's like pseudo 3D. You just got an elephant floating over the
elephant's just straight up and down. This
is awesome. That's great.
All right, so
can we get a fez and put it on Baba, by the way?
No, Baba is fezless, unfortunately.
You know what? If we fight some pirates, we are putting a pirate hat on this fucking elephant. That's what's happening.
3, and then you took 3 more days.
All right, so and then we paid whatever the kitchen thing. We did that.
You're leaving on the 42nd of wet. So you guys just have the basic platform, which has space for all 5 of you to hang hammocks to sleep on that will gently rock as Baba goes along. But if you want like beds or like dressers, chests, any of that stuff, you'll have to buy it. But for right now, you can just like stick your stuff. There's like a very low 1-foot wall that'll prevent it from falling off. And Baba is totally cool with just like swimming along every day, moving along the bottom, swimming in the deep part, and taking 3 days to get to Tal Wev.
You know that. Hey, Zonalo, where you at? If you're in here, I demand Baba art.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I can't believe
he's probably already working on it. Honestly, you know he
fucking
is.
Elephant is. Let me ask: is there anything you guys want to do on your trip to Tal Wev? Exus is kind of quiet. He's mostly just talking to Baba.
I'm gonna like teach him how to like properly like shoulder a crossbow, like proper stance, proper trigger. I guess it'd probably lever, but trigger discipline, whatever.
Yep.
Don't point it. Always treat it as loaded. Don't
point it at yourself. Yes.
5 basic firearms rules, but for a crossbow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach him that because he might have seen it, but I want him to be familiar. I want him to be able to like maybe as we're floating, it's like, oh, there's a tree or a stump, take a shot, whatever. I want to because it's kind of like. Instead of the target moving,
it's a desert, so there's no trees or stumps. But,
okay, a rock, whatever. But the equivalent of hitting a moving target. Just we've got the downtime, so I want to teach him how to do that while we're floating down river.
I want to point out both of you rangers can talk to Baba, I believe, right?
Yes, we can. Well, we can impart feeling, and I don't think we can directly. It's not like a telekinetic thing, but we can kind of impart
just in case there's anything you wanted to say, or if someone was training Baba.
I mean, I'll kind of like try to familiarize myself with it. I guess I don't hate all above ground animals yet.
That's gonna get interesting.
Yeah, well, I just don't have it. Well, when it's in effect, I just don't give a shit about it.
You know how it is. Dwarves are tsundere, man. You're just gonna be like, I don't even care about you, Baba.
Well, I mean, that was just my mental
Baba's
thing.
Like caressing your face with his trunk, and it's like, no, Baba.
Making sad noises.
Yeah, but I'll teach him how to shoot.
Sitting behind his head, like talking to him while we're driving. It's like,
So yeah, then we actually, we went back to the town and he tried to find a succubus and he did.
I love that this is the story.
That's funny. All right. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have any other plans other than that. I mean, we're just kind of, relaxing, I guess. How many days is it going to take us to float down river?
3 days.
3 days.
Finley, you got any plans?
Yeah, actually, can I try do some clerical shit with this thing?
Yeah, it works. I mean, you have access to your domain powers again, and you have a new spell list.
So when I meditate, what is it? Where do I go?
Nowhere in particular.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's not like before. You don't have a dude that will take your order for you. Instead, you just kind of calmly sit in for an hour and, concentrate on what prayers you wish to have. Your spells are literal prayers.
Okay.
And of course, you have access to Wrathful Smite and whatever the other one is.
Yeah, Wrathful Smite seems good. I'll have to pull up that sheet again somehow.
Kelly is the yandere? I don't think so. I think
what's a yandere?
Yandere is anime girl that loves you so much she will kill anybody that gets near you and might show affection to you.
I actually had to look up what tsundere fucking is.
Oh, tsundere is amazing.
But here's the thing, though. I can't because I'm like physically incapable of. It's not like I can't warm up over time. It's not how that works, unless it gets like removed somehow or something.
But that's what's going to happen. It's going to get removed again, and you'll be like, "Sorry, Baba, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. That was just."
Baba's cool as shit. I'm all about it.
Like, you don't know anything about Baba. You literally just bought this elephant. And you're like, it's our best friend now. If it dies, I'll kill all of you and then myself.
But here's the thing. It's like I love function over form. This thing has so much utility. I mean, it's a fucking kitchen. We got beds. It fucking floats. It can wear hats. I mean, it's got it all.
Really? That's your go-to? Is it can wear hats?
Look at the size of that head. Slab's head. Look at how many hats this thing.
You can put so many hats on.
Yeah. Dr. Wilson just basically apologized for maybe selling or like talking about selling it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Baba just nods sagely and you get impressions back from it. Baba is intelligent. It's an elephant. It can understand speech. It doesn't understand exactly what you're saying because it only speaks Westal. Or it only speaks Eastal, but it understands that you're sorry for.
Yeah, well, that's the ranger thing. You can impart feeling.
Exactly,
and just,
right? It doesn't understand your words, but it understands your scent and your actions, and you're sorry, and it gets that.
Can Exus teach me the language?
It will take 200 days of study.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Well, I mean, if we got downtime, and you just go this time.
If you'd like, you can start a tracker right now. You will get 3 days as you travel until the 45th.
I mean, we're leaving this land.
Well, you gonna do anything else? I taught him how to shoot. I mean,
probably not just cause chaos with the new mask.
Well, it could be useful to know maybe some basic words, like if you're trying to find just in or whatever the fuck, just like when you go to a new country, you want to know the basic stuff. I mean,
as well. Oh shit. We're good. Yeah,
I don't know what Wrathful Smite is.
Also, Doc is not very intelligent, so this could take longer than 200 days.
You don't know what it is or where it is.
I'm trying to find it in the D&D thingy, so I can just drag it in my spell.
The compendium is really bad about even stuff that's in the PHP.
I would look at D&D Beyond. It'll be in there.
But I just want to drag it in my sheet. Bro.
I know, but
I'm sorry, Dave.
It does that for even basic stuff. It's dumb.
Arms of Hadar wasn't in there. I was debating taking it, but it wasn't in there. So,
Dave, I posted you a link, my man.
You're like, I don't want to take it if I can't press a button on Roll20 and get it instantly.
Well, the compendium thing, it's useful, but there's even some basic stuff that's like, I think there's a bunch of spells from the PHP that aren't even fucking in there. It's like, well,
just use D&D Beyond. It's great.
I know, but it's just like, what's the point of having? It's like, oh, we have all the basics. No, you don't. You have like half of just whatever. I guess a work in progress, but still, it's annoying. Anything else that we're doing while we're floating downriver?
I was going to ask if Finley was doing anything. I feel like we haven't had a lot of Finleyisms lately.
Sorry.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna force you to Finley, okay? It's just if you have any Finleyisms you want to throw down.
I think Finley is resting on the boat, letting the gentle rocking of the waves. No, wait, we're on an elephant.
Dude,
there's a gentle rock, but it's only because it's dog paddling downstream.
I don't know if you've ever been in a hammock that was like on a ship. It's comfortable as fuck.
It's not bad.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm having a hard time coming up with anything right now.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
You guys just float downriver to Talwiv. It is a small town.
Wait, is Finley broken up about his idol being a dark god now?
Servant of a dark god.
I mean, I think Finley would be okay with it.
Husband to a murdered wife.
Let it out. You know, he doesn't want you guys to turn against him.
Father to a murdered son.
I mean, you can keep it to himself. I mean, that's completely fine. I mean, we're...
So Talwiv is your typical small town port city. Lots of small huts where it seems like families or one or two people live in it. A very large dock area that is definitely patrolled by the Sunpath Empire's troops. And these look like probably the best troops you've seen so far. Fairly well armed, lots of plate mail, giant bows, lances, cavalry. That you haven't seen any cavalry across the whole empire yet, but they seem to store them all here. There are a bunch of troops. There are ships of varying sizes and nationalities. You see some flags you don't recognize.
See elves?
Yeah, there are 2 elven ships that are in port. One is like a smaller fishing vessel, and the other is kind of a larger, like, transportation ship for many people.
Like a galleon or something?
Not exactly a galleon. It's more like a brig.
Okay, a brig. I mean, I guess, let's see. I speak Elvish, I believe. Yes, I do. I guess I'll approach the guys on the brig, or if I see them, like maybe,
Okay.
milling around on the dock or whatever. If I try and find the guy with the fanciest hat.
There is a youngish looking elven woman, who's like standing out in front of the ship trying to get people onto it. Okay. And when you approach, she seems excited and begins speaking excitedly in Elvish. You speak Elvish?
Yeah, I speak Elvish.
Like, welcome, Master Dwarf, welcome. Are you looking to go to the Fenume Isles, or perhaps farther north to the clans of the Flow?
And I'll return and I'll give him like a Christopher. I'm speaking Elvish. My compatriots and I, we have a kind of unusual amount, I guess. We're trying to find transportation to the how did you pronounce it? Fenume? Is that correct?
Fenume, yep.
Fenume Isles to
should be noted that Fenume in Elvish means the gods.
Okay, well, but we have a slight complication with our traveling plans in that we need to transport an elephant.
An elephant, you say?
Yeah, like I said, it's our mount of choice. It can carry a lot of weight. We got what, 5 of us, so it's obviously very useful. It's very tame. It's okay, but we're trying to book passage. Obviously, we need a decent amount of space for our mount of choice. But we're willing to pay, obviously, and we're all I don't want to say self-service, but mercenaries, travelers. So I don't know if you're able to facilitate that, or if you might know somebody you could recommend that maybe passing through in the next day or two that you might know of that we could book for passage.
She pulls out an abacus and starts doing some math in front of you.
I know it's quite a bit of weight.
It would also be to the detriment of the other passengers.
Yeah, I know it can be a bit unsettled. Like, we know it's tame, but people get unsettled around big animals. I understand. But
yes, of course. I'm sure we can work something out.
But if you can toss me a number, and I'm sure we can figure it out. And I can talk to my compatriots. They don't speak. I don't think any of them speak Elvish, but I do. So if you see them, it's people on an elephant. Just ask for the dwarf.
She says, "I'm almost done here."
No problem.
I believe that, not unreasonably,
we've got all our feed and everything else. That's none of we got that covered.
For the transportation of how many people plus the elephant?
We have five humanoids and the one elephant, plus its accoutrement, our gear and such.
That will be 1,080 gold pieces.
All right, I'll go inform my compatriots, and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
So I'll go back. I assume the party's nearby, and I'll go and be like, 1,080 gold pieces, boys, to get us and the elephant and all of our shit to the Isles. It's a lot of weight.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of weight.
Perhaps they'll be willing to barter travel in exchange for services.
I'm sure they need something done.
Well, when you say that, out of nowhere, mysteriously, a man shows up, riding a camel. He's got a crossbow on his back, and he's wearing a fedora. But otherwise, he's wearing the normal military uniform of the Empire, and he says, "Oh there, travelers. And I hear that you were looking for travel to the north."
What language is it speaking?
Westal.
Okay.
Common. Speaking common.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to make it to the Finume Islands for, personal business.
Ship's travel is expensive, as I'm sure you've run into.
Yep. It's not elevator travel of the dwarves, I can tell you that much.
I'm afraid I haven't had that particular pleasure, but I am looking for skilled mercenaries.
Yeah.
There's a lizard folk village to the north of here called Sislik. There have been disturbances in Talweave and throughout the Empire. Children have become unusual in the night. Ever since the Lizard King Belial's death, there have been rumors of dark rituals done by the lizard people. The Empire has authorized us to travel to Sislik and...
I'm thinking maybe a sorcerer of some kind or something?
Permanently remove the issue.
You need us to kill a bunch of lizard folk is what you're saying.
I could get you halfway to the Elven Isles and provide you with some coin for your services.
This is halfway. Here's the thing. We've still got to get a fucking boat regardless. Because they're islands, so... My other idea...
Perhaps...
This is out of character. I'm just talking...
Okay.
We could offer to the... Because, as many NPCs have noted, we look the part. We can maybe offer our services. Should pirates attack, we can help defend the vessel. Whatever, maybe knock some of that price off, or as that, or see if we can maybe put down a down payment or something, and then figure that out, or we can wait a day or two and see if other travel comes along. Either way, it's going to be expensive either way because elephants weigh a fuck ton. But regardless, we're going to have to find a ship to get to these islands, right? Do we do it now? Do we do it later? And we're already here. So we've doubled back, gone further away. We would then have to go back the direction we just came, more or less, a little bit, and then.
So as this officer sees you working this out, he says, "There are, as you know, lizard folk pirates basing in and around Sislik. We will be taking several flags of troops there. I think it is not unreasonable that we will capture several vessels in port. If you wish, your payment could instead be one of these vessels."
Hey.
Well, depending on the size, though, you're talking something big enough to carry an elephant.
He gestures to your elephant and says, "I understand completely."
The 5 of us cannot man a vessel large enough to.
Yeah, I'm glad you addressed the elephant in the room.
Get out.
You know what? This deal sounds amicable. I do like it.
I mean, he did say we're taking flags of troops. It's not just like the other times where it was just us, right? So I mean, it's not. This should be a fairly clean mop-up operation. I don't know, Daka, Finley, what do you guys think? It could give Exus some experience, shooting or something, but
that might make him more of a help to us.
He's already been a help to us. Have you seen the fucking? But I get what you mean.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I got you. Daka, what do you think?
I'm for it. They might have more information about those ruins in the desert.
I mean,
if we ever come back, could be useful.
Yeah. All right. What race is this guy? Is he just
a Zeman?
He's a Zeman. Okay. I'll offer my hand. But all right, you got yourself a deal. Where do we rendezvous with you and your men here?
We will have a boat prepared for you by the evening. We'll be setting sail tonight, and we expect to be there by the second sunrise.
All right. What dock do you want us to meet you at?
This one.
This one? All right. Well, we'll wait here, I guess.
So he gestures and says that, yes, your elephant will be ready. And excellent. I hadn't thought that we would get such skilled mercenaries at the last minute. What a blessing of the gods.
Well, we always happen to be in the right place at the right time, and that is entirely because of who we follow.
Won't be the first
I'm parsing that statement. All of it is technically true.
We have fought the lizard folks before and come out victorious, so I'm sure it won't be that much of a trouble.
Okay. All right. So, yeah.
You mentioned the Lizard King Belial.
I know.
That was us.
I was going to just not say anything. He said it was after it died that they started casting rituals.
You were the one that killed the Lizard King Belial.
In a matter of seconds, yes.
I have heard that it was skilled warriors under the command of Tong Sangwei.
Yes, Lord Tong Sangwei
embellishes things.
Yes, in a deal, us, and then
his face goes dark when you say embellishes things, as if you just can't believe you would talk shit about a lord.
Yeah, we're not from here. It's whatever.
It makes it sound like it was a more of a spectacle than it was. We just managed to have the advantage in that engagement, is what he's meaning. It just, great enemy of your people and everything. Anyway.
I see. Well, I'll go see to that transportation, shall we?
Daka, shit.
What?
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Cool, man.
I mean, Exus is literally going to do that. He's just like, you should not speak ill of Lord Tong Sangwei here.
I tried to. I don't think it's what he meant. I think it's okay.
It was the truth.
He has not 2 but 3 names. He is a very honored individual for one his age.
He's got 3 names.
Doctor, if it makes you feel better,
I'm gonna split mine into 3. Like I'm gonna split up Iron Fury. That way, I just
Doctor,
ironic
if it makes
theory.
you feel better. In some other timeline, you said the right thing in this situation.
I love your solid belief that you've done infinite paths.
You know what I should start doing? Like the next time around, I'm gonna call myself Elder, or Agrimind Fury, Elder, Last of the Iron Furies, and then I'm gonna have such a long name, but be like, this motherfucker's got like 10 words in his name.
Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains,
your friend, Emissary of the Unnamed Mallet.
This is my
Lord
friend
God.
Oh boy. All right.
All
so yeah, I feel like this is a good place to stop for this episode.
Sounds good.
Because now I need to prepare a village for you guys to burn down.
Hooray.
Liberate, Arthur.
Yeah, you're going to liberate everyone there from the living mortal coil.
Americanize.
You're going to Americanize the shit out of them.
Do they have oil? This is the question.
Or weapons of mass destruction.
Or opium, either or.
If they don't, we'll just say they did after the fact.
Just sprinkle some crack on them.
Sprinkle some crack on them.
Yeah, sprinkle.
My God, Chappelle's Show is still relevant years later.
Yes.
Of course it is. You kidding me?
Man.
Guys, you get 0 experience points for this.
Hooray!
Look, we have a fucking elephant.
Yeah, you didn't fight anybody, but you did a lot of item transactions.
You know, it doesn't all have to be about killing, Arthur. Jesus.
Yes, I understand. I'm not telling you have to kill people. I'm just saying you have to kill people if you want experience points. That's fine.
Next episode,
we kill everybody.
Yeah, next episode.
I don't get any experience for making 1,000 minions.
You didn't do anything. You just sat back and let them.
Arthur, the inaction is as bad as action when it comes to
Oh boy, I'm not going to get into philosophical debate with you. I already did that last night.
I saved all of them.
Well, in that reality, you probably got a lot of experience points for doing it.
I didn't get anything for vandalizing the town square and possibly protecting some folks.
Why would you get experience for that? You didn't learn anything from it. No, 0 experience points. Sorry, guys. You're gonna have to work harder next time. It's all right. You have a mobile base now. You have a job. You have a goal.
Amateur study tactics, professional study logistics.
You have a flying shield. You've got like 10 chickens. You get to eat part of a chicken breast every day and some eggs.
This is because we made fun of you for Persona 3, isn't it?
Yes, that is the reason why.
I think Arthur made fun of himself with
the incredibly petty. Yes, I am often known to be that level of petty with experience points.
Good to know.
Let's do some shout outs then, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you haven't already thrown your booty in the circle, press that subscribe button with your Twitch Prime and give all your money to Arthur. He's a good dude. He deserves it. He gave us an elephant, guys, and its name is Baba. In case you weren't aware.
Time domain specifically for Kelly.
Yeah,
it's not.
And I'm giving him the Bants now. It's good. It's good stuff. So yeah,
it's been a busy week of GM prep between the other show switching to Stars Without Numbers, and yeah, it's been wild. We got it all done.
Yeah.
We got it all done.
Yeah, so you can find all of my archives over at youtube.com/Henley, where all these gentlemen's faces are used in a variety of different things. And what else? Oh, I got a new game coming out on PC and Switch very soon called Warlocks 2 Godslayers. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks, guys.
Spootnik, what do you got going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. You can follow me on Twitter at Spootnik_71. I tweet once every 3 months.
Nice, I'm with you.
And you tweeted today, I think, right?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah.
A Mitch Hedberg joke.
I tweeted today as well. It was very funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's about all I have going on. I feel like I'm going to keel over and die.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I only just saw your message on Discord. But
no, that's
when you
totally
said that
fine.
you were having a headache earlier, I was like, time to wrap things up.
Oh, yeah, not good. So, yes. Thanks for watching. Twitch Prime.
You know, speaking of Twitch Prime, Drumurboy.
Twitch motherfucking Prime. Do it. Attach your Twitch account or your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account if you have such a thing, and use a Twitch Prime sub here at APGamingREAL.
Who are you, Drumurboy? I guess I should have said that. I should be extremely specific.
Who is Drumurboy?
A poorly spelled alias online that makes music. You can type said misspelled alias into Spotify and find all the stuff that I do. Most of the stuff that I do. If you stream, I make sounds for streams. So you can go to Nerd or Die and either look up Voice UI, which is like a robotic voice pack.
Can you give us a sample of some of the sounds you make with your mouth?
Wait. Let me see if something will work. Please hold. Let me know if you can hear this.
Attention humans.
Yes.
The Voice UI version 1.1 update is now available.
That's sweet.
It sounds sort of like that.
Thanks, AI Overlord.
Yeah. Anyway, you can find those on nerderdie.com. The other one is Virtua. It's a Sega Mega Drive inspired sound pack. Other than that, I stream video games on the weekends. Right now, not this weekend, because this weekend is E3 stuff, and I'm going to be watching all that and consuming all that content. But
shit, that starts this weekend?
That is this weekend. That's on Thursday is the Google Stadia thing, and then Sunday is when everything else starts.
I was gonna say, by the way, I was watching JP stream how he sets his overlays up, and now I think I want to go back and watch the VOD. It's the
nuts.
only time in history where I've been like, this is very interesting overlay science.
Yeah. But on the 15th, I'll be starting my playthrough of BioShock Infinite on the hardest difficulty, maybe 1999 mode, I'm not sure, which is where you don't buy anything from the vending machines or because of values. But
yeah, it was such a dangerous life, Drumurboy.
I've done it once before. It was fun.
Did Dave manage to sell you on doing a Metal Gear Solid run?
I don't have a PS3, so no.
Okay, you'll be fine without it.
Oh, what I meant to ask Henley, I might take you up on the offer to get access to the OG Prey Steam for the
just let me know when you want to set that up, because that's like a friends and family thing on Steam or whatever.
Yeah, that'll be in a few months, because I still got BioShock Infinite to go through, and then the Dishonored series to go through. So
it's so weird that they don't have OG Prey on Steam. Like that baffles me. It's probably because of some fucking music or something like that. Yeah,
maybe. Although that game like pretty much disappeared from the internet at large, so
it got memed out of existence.
Yeah, that game is so weird and good. It's like a time capsule, man. It's awesome.
Time capsule.
Yeah. Other than that, just gonna be watching a bunch of Black Mirror season 5.
Atomikspoon, what do you got?
I got a lot of sweat because I live in Florida and it's hot and it sucks. And even with AC, it's still horrible. So Spoot, I know your struggle, man. Yeah, I got Warcraft stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Atomikspoon on Twitch, the Atomikspoon on Twitter. Usually it's just me telling people to fuck off that are being idiots. But speaking of AI overlords, I learned last night that Zuckerberg has an AI assistant in his house, and he paid Morgan Freeman to do all of the voice work for it.
And its name is Travis.
It's just
shit.
Yeah, but for those who didn't know, that was a thing.
He's a Zucker turd.
But yeah, I'm here on Wednesdays, and then maybe some future stuff coming up. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Just Morgan Freeman's voice doxing everyone in existence.
I'm Morgan Freeman. Ever since I was a little boy, people like to hear me talk.
So you doing?
Would you like to know a random fact about a random person? I have access to everyone.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg is a fucking moron.
Oh my god, can you play Skyrim? Like the voice Skyrim with Morgan Freeman?
I mean, people have done replaced all the shouts with stuff like that, so I wouldn't doubt it.
All right.
I mean, like narrated by Morgan Freeman.
That's it. We're done. We're done. All the voices are Morgan Freeman, including Lydia.
Yeah.
I am sworn to carry your
burden. Look, man, the Lazy Lydia mod that replaces all of her voice lines with "I'm sworn to carry her burdens," including mid-combat oofs and ows. That's the best mod
I still
ever.
think my favorite one is the one that makes the little mud crabs swear when you hit them.
Oh my god.
That's it. We're done. We'll be back next week probably.
Mud crab one was really good.
No.
Have fun, folks.
Zoidberg is never good.